welcome again.
Thank you for letting me be here.
It's another video of English Bites with LTC Spawn and ELT Experiences, and yeah. Right, so today we're going to be looking at 10 phrasal verbs, and a phrasal verb is a verb and a preposition combined together. And there's hundreds of phrasal verbs in English. And for those English learners that want to speak more naturally, they need to learn these phrasal verbs. Yeah. Right, so today, because it's Valentine's, I thought I'll introduce you to some very common phrasal verbs in English related to dating and relationships. And you can, again, tell me what you think about it.
Sounds good to me.
Right, okay. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Let's
do this.
Okay. Well, phrasal verb number 1, okay, is to ask out. To ask out.
To ask out.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you really like someone, whether they be a boy or a girl or anything in between, you would, in order to go out with them, you'd ask them out. You'd ask them to, perhaps go for a drink or go for some food or go to cinema or just hang out. But like to ask someone out basically means you want to take them on a date. So it's quite, it sounds very relaxed for something that seems quite formal actually.
Yeah, whenever, I have very minimal experience with regards to asking anyone out. But whenever I did, I'd be a nervous wreck. I don't know about you.
Yeah, probably. Or drunk.
Or drunk, yeah. So have you ever asked anyone out before?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Right, okay. Well, how did it go?
Well, one situation comes to mind where I did happen to be slightly inebriated, that's drunk, and asked out a barmaid who was very pretty. And then I went out with her on the following Sunday and realised that we had absolutely nothing in common whatsoever. And it was really torturous.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay, it was years ago. That's why it matters not just how they look, but also who they actually are. Learned.
True, that's very true. Well, the second phrasal verb is probably related to deciding not to have a relationship with someone, and phrasal verb number 2 is to break up.
Okay, so if you are going out with, if you're dating someone, or even if you've been going out with someone for a long time even, and you sense that the relationship is over, or they sense that it's over with you, then you would terminate the arrangement, and that's called breaking up with them.
It seems quite severe to terminate the relationship.
Yeah, but that's essentially what it is in really plain terms. But if I was going out with Jane and I fancied and didn't want to be going out with her anymore, I'd have to break up with her, which is obviously horrible for her, it'd be horrible for me as well. No one feels great out of it, but it's not a phrase that's often celebrated.
That's true. Well, the third phrasal verb is a bit more relaxed, and I suppose this is more related to a social occasion with friends and family. And phrasal verb number 3 is to hang out. To hang out with someone.
To hang out, my favourite. So basically, hanging out is a much more kind of relaxed way of being with people. There's no kind of expectations out of it. In fact, it's my preferred method of asking people out would be to hang out, because then you could always just decide what it is on the when you're actually hanging out. Yeah. And if it feels like it's really good, you might ask them out once you've kind of built up a bit of a relationship with them. And if you feel it's going that way, or you might think, we've hung out and it's been all right, but I don't really want to go further than friends. So it's basically, it's a much more ambiguous way of doing it, but I feel that it's a much more modern way of kind of dating is to hang out and see how it goes, really.
Right. Yeah. No. Good point. Good point.
But you could also hang out with, your friends or your family or just anyone really, and it's just kind of
to spend time with them, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really?
to spend time with them in a relaxed manner.
Absolutely. Well, a bit like us, we're hanging out here.
Hanging out here.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Phrasal verb number 4. Again, we're back to the relationship, sort of chatting up and dating, that sort of thing. It's to hit on someone.
To hit on. Okay. To hit on is to make your move on someone, or someone making their move on you. So, that person over there is hitting on me.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It depends their level. What they do as a flirtation. That means they're flirting with you. If their level of flirt is to show a bit of leg, then maybe they're doing a bit of that. I don't know, but or maybe they're just being really obvious about their intentions, which is it's quite fun. You can always react to it.
Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose to hit on someone, it's like to show a bit more interest in them.
Yeah. Suddenly you've like if you're going to hit on someone, not hit them. It's very different.
Yeah.
To hit on someone, you might you might try to be more charming or come across as cool or whatever your form of flirtation or showing interest is.
Yeah.
But generally, it's done in a. It's just above subtle. So the intention is, you're not too outrageous, but the person you're talking to can tell that it's a flirtation. And
I suppose a really good video to watch when in that situation is maybe Friends, like Joey, and he's hitting on a girl, and it's
how you doing?
Well, then you'd know what.
That's a hit on someone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, check it out.
Okay, right. Number five. A bit similar to phrasal verb number 2 is to split up. To split up.
Yeah, it's basically to break up again. But to split up, it's kind of more the dividing of a couple, or like Jane and Terry, they've split up. So they're no longer together, they've gone their own directions.
Yeah. If you, for me, if I hear the word break up, it means you have a glass and you smash it on the floor and it breaks up into thousands of pieces. But to split up is to divide it into 2 and they go two
I suppose it's
ways,
less abrasive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you really wanted to divide the 2 up, break up could be a bit more of a aggressive version of that.
Okay, so phrase number 6. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and it's to fall for someone.
To fall. I think the completion of the sentence would be to fall in love with someone, but it gets often shortened. Often gets shortened to fall for. Also, I've fallen for
Tracy down the road.
Tracy down the road. Yeah. Tracy, good old Tracy down the road.
Has Martin fallen for anything before? Okay.
So yeah, it basically just means to fall in love with someone.
Yeah.
And to fall for is just kind of a shorter way of saying that. And you often say it in reference to you often say it in reference to falling. If you're just starting to fall in love with someone, so I'm falling for that person.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we've all fallen for someone in our lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Countless times.
Yeah. Apart from Martin. Yeah. Okay, right.
Perfectly venomous. Later.
Right.
You can hear all this background conversation as well.
Don't mind.
Outtakes.
Right. Phrase number 7. It's to drift apart.
To drift apart is to say you're with someone, you've been with them for a while, except you kind of don't you don't connect anymore. So you're kind of going off in different directions in your life. So you're drifting apart from each other, and it's always a slow process. So you kind of drift rather than just off in different directions.
It's not as harsh as like to break up or to split
No,
up.
drifting apart. You can save it from a breakup if you work hard at it. But more often than not, it just means that the relationship either needs work or just needs to die really.
Yeah, and the verb, sorry, drift is to go and walk slowly or to
Or float slowly.
float around
Yeah.
slowly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a fast word.
No.
It means it's kind of happened over time, really.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Phrase number 8, related to relationships, is to have a crush on someone.
To have a crush on. When you have a crush on someone, you really, the English phrases would be I fancy someone. It means you really like them. So to have a crush on them is more often means that you haven't told them so. So you're kind of admiring them from afar, and you would like to ask them out.
We got that ask out again.
Indeed, yes. And you would perhaps hit on them if you wanted to, in order to ask them out. But it's more that you have you like them and would like to take it further, but you haven't said anything yet. So they are your crush.
Great.
You have a crush on them.
Right. Okay. We're almost there. And phrasal verb number 9 is to settle down with someone.
Okay. To settle down.
Have you ever settled down with anyone?
I wouldn't call it settle down. It's like it depends on, but also yes. To settle down would be to.
Well, there's two meanings to the word,
Yeah,
isn't there?
yeah.
To settle down means to relax, doesn't it?
Yeah, like some people it's like if you had a big old crazy life and you've been mental and you've gone off in all different on crazy adventures. To settle down means you've kind of become a bit more domesticated and calmed your life, and you live in your house and
You got a family now.
Yeah.
Before you didn't.
yeah, it's kind of that.
Yeah.
It's to kind of change your view on what's important.
Right. Okay, this leads us to our final phrasal verb. Okay. And imagine you've got a crush on someone. You build up the courage to ask them out, and you decide you're going to chat them up.
More often than not, it's not a phrase that you say in your head. I'm going to chat them up right now. But like, yeah, it's basically chatting up is the same as hitting on, really.
Have you ever used a chat up line?
Oh gosh, no, never.
No?
No.
Favourite chat up line?
No, not least of all because it wouldn't have come up in my head at the time as a constructed sentence. But yeah, the worst chat up line is going up to someone and saying, "Did it hurt?" And they say, "What?" "When you fell down from heaven." Terrible.
Oh God!
It's kind of. I think these days it's kind of a joke if you use chat up lines, and
don't use them. It's awful.
yeah, don't. It's kind of implying your interest while hiding behind canned phrases. So it's terrible. Don't go there. But to chat up generally is basically just hitting on. But chat up lines are things that anyone could have come up with. It's not genuine.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll leave it there.
Yes, we will. I think it's best.
Maybe some people could leave a comment in the section below about their favourite chat up line. I don't know.
If you must.
If you must.
If you must.
But also, what about phrasal verbs for your country or your language? Do you have any specific phrasal verbs about relationships
Or
and
love
dating?
or dating,
Yeah.
How are you celebrating Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Are you going to be alone or are you going to be with someone?
I'll
Do you
probably
care?
be alone. Oh, are you
Oh,
talking to them?
Sorry, Martin.
No, that's all right. Well, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you haven't, and that gives you an indication of when you receive a new video that's uploaded on the channel.
Yeah.
Also, thanks for watching, and leave a comment below. Let us know what you're doing for Valentine's Day and what you're planning to do. Do you celebrate Valentine's Day, and what's your best chat up line?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Right. See you there. Take care. Keep learning, and yeah.
Aloha.